thanks for coming today. I would like to talk to you about the potential for training that I feel is needed in our organization. And I've done some research and I've looked at some different resources, and I feel that I've found a lot of evidence for positive benefits for training, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that today. And so this presentation is about implementing a shelving training program here at the library. So the objectives of my presentation today are to discuss the application of a shelving training system, just to discuss the different parts of it and what it would mean, and define why that training system is important for us as a library, to explore ways that we could implement the training, to talk about some of the benefits of shelving training and training as a whole, and to look at some of the risks involved in implementing this kind of a training and how we could mitigate those risks to help us have a very smooth and easy transition. So, the importance of shelving training, as you know, we've had a lot of mistakes in shelving, and all of our team members make these mistakes. It's not just a certain employee or a certain student assistant. It's all of our team members that make these mistakes, and that's why I feel that it's important for us to implement a training strategy that would include the entire staff. It would lead to a more orderly workplace for us all to work in, and of course that reduces stress for people that work with us and our staff. And it also allows the patrons, the staff, and the clients to use our resources more effectively and to find things, take away some of that scariness about libraries and how it's hard to find things. So we want to make it as orderly as possible and help people use our resources well. It narrows the performance gap when we train among staff members. Performance gap being what we expect from them in contrast to what they're actually capable of doing. So we want to narrow that performance gap. The changes in our organizational structure necessitate a need for training. We continue to change as a library. We continue to try and serve our patrons better. And so we move things around and we try to accommodate our patrons as best as we can and our students as best as we can. And so for that reason, ongoing training is important, and it maximizes our human resources. It allows our employees to work up to their potential in that regard, and it holds the employee accountable for his own work quality. Now, to implement the training, we need to investigate the needs of the training needs, which I just talked about, and design a training program, which is very simple to do. There are many out there that we could use. Implement the training program systematically, which I have some ideas for, and assess the effectiveness of the training program when the training program has been completed. The benefits of the training program and training as a whole include greater job satisfaction for the employee. Feeling that they can do a job well is very satisfying in contrast to feeling they're not doing their job as well as they could. Improved job performance, which again allows us to maximize our human resources. A higher level of customer satisfaction as the customer finds it easier to use our resources. Less work time wasted correcting mistakes, and this is a huge one for us. Improved workplace morale as people have an easier time doing their jobs. And a breakthrough in stagnation, create an openness to new things and trying new techniques to serve our patrons better. Possible risks would just generally be opposition due to change, which is normal for humans, and resistance due to fear. This fear can take many forms: a fear of change, a fear of failure, a fear of loss of power somehow. People have a way of doing things. They're protectors of the tradition, and we need to break through that. So when the fear of change manifests in ways that we don't expect, that's when the problem arises, and that is opposition toward the trainer or opposition toward the training goal, which is to serve our patrons better. So as long as we're clear about what the goal is for training, we can break through some of that opposition. So minimizing our risks can be done by providing incentives certificates, awards, bonuses for training goals, recognition in our newsletter, and a buy-in from inside influencers, having people within the staff who have interpersonal power among staff members be on board with our training and agree to be a part of it and help us to sell it to the rest of the staff. So in conclusion, the implementation of a staff-wide shelving training is very beneficial to our organization, as I'm sure you will agree. We want to do a very simple implementation strategy, not reinvent the wheel, use something that's already been done. There's a lot of good things out there that we could use. The shelving training will net the organization all the benefits that I've mentioned, and the employee all the benefits that I've mentioned, and the risks that we've identified can be mitigated through very simple means. And the training will be assessed for effectiveness so that at our next training we can learn from what we've done and improve our training. These are the references. I invite you to look at these and see where the research has been done to show that training is a positive thing for staff. Thank you for your time.